Sup everyone, this is Draco Evo back yet again with another Manchester United video. Aston Villa, I was going to say Manchester United at first, then I remembered when I'm at home. But Aston Villa, and there is a motorcycle, Jesus Christ. Aston Villa versus Manchester United in the Premier League. If you're a United fan, it is exciting times. This is the match preview, including Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference reaction as well. But before we get into the stats of the team and the historical and who's feet, whatnot, just look at the table, guys. Right? The table currently sits very favorably towards us. Like, we got a game in hand. If we win against Aston Villa, we will be just a couple of points off the top 3 position. Who would have thought, right? But it can go either way. We got Wolves still to play. I mean, they're going to play before us. They can go level on points. So we got to be wary of what's happening. In terms of where Aston Villa is, it is a tough game for us. The reason why I say this, we are playing away. And Villa are fighting for relegation. And they know that. And the thing with this end of season games, especially facing against a relegated team, is the tough ones because they fight tooth and nails. And Villa do have the potential to still stay up in the Premier League, which I am sure they'll be attempting to do. So we must be wary of how Villa will come at us. But going back to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference, obviously he mentioned Jack Grealish. Surprise, surprise. So this is what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had to say in regards to Jack Grealish. Solskjaer said, last game they caused us some problems, both Grealish off the left and El Ghazi off the right. He scored a fantastic goal, and for those of you who do remember it, Jack Grealish did score a fantastic goal. There's been lots said about him, and we need to be aware of him. He attracts players to him and creates space for others. There's not just one player in that Villa team, there's many of them. So, you can see what he thinks about Jack Grealish. Look, we all know what's been happening with Jack Grealish. There's loads of rumours going around that Manchester United are interested in Jack Grealish. However, I'm not too sure about him. I think Jack Grealish, if he does perform really well, and I think he will, knowing that Manchester United are probably scouting him, or he does have it in the back of his mind that Manchester United is a potential destination for him, he will be giving it all and kind of like showing off, you can say, you're performing in such an optimal performance in order to secure a potential move to Manchester United. And I do remember in the beginning of the season when he absolutely destroyed us and scored this fantastic goal from the left side, and nobody saw it coming, not even David De Gea. Okay, so United are on a 16-match unbeaten run dating back to January. Obviously, it's fantastic. They can make a 17 by winning the game. This is what he has had to say in regards to some exciting stuff. As a footballer, you can't just pick out your confidence from the pitch. You have to have it from what you do every day in training, but the results matter. The last 16 games unbeaten gives us more confidence. But 16 games is what a Manchester United team strive towards. We can still go many games unbeaten if we focus on the right things. He's also had this to say in regards to Sanchez and Lukaku's exits. This isn't a popularity contest, that's for sure. I'm going to make the decisions that I think are for the benefit of the club. And these are some of the right words that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is coming out and saying in regards to everything around Manchester United at the moment. Obviously, it's not a popularity contest like, Lukaku and Sanchez are household names, but, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer getting rid of them, albeit Sanchez is still on loan and he's not technically out of the club. But I don't think Sanchez will have a future at United. I don't believe that, especially in the rise to form of our front three, especially Mason Greenwood. And Sanchez and Lukaku comes across as players whose attitude is not right, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has mentioned attitude a lot of time in his press conferences. The attitude is the most important thing. Look, we all know Sanchez is a great player, but I think he's past his best. He's earning a bumper contract. He's sitting it out. This is clearly what he's doing. He's okay to play a second fiddle, okay not to be performing or training properly, if reports are to be true. I mean, he walks onto the field, and the last few times he walked onto the field for Manchester United, it has been a dreadful sight. Same with Lukaku. I mean, he's potentially a great striker. He's still a good striker in my opinion, but I think he caused a lot of problems in the scenes at Manchester United. He didn't have the right mentality, I reckon, for a Manchester United striker. Let's go to the preview. Obviously, Aston Villa. I'm not gonna delve too much on Aston Villa. They do have Mings and Jack Grealish back. So cannot wait to see Jack Grealish, to be frank. In terms of Manchester United, Lindelof is a doubt. We all know that. I think I mentioned that as well, that him getting off in the second half of the last game and Bailly coming on means that Lindelof probably has some sort of niggle. But Eric Bailly will be more potentially starting, and I'm kind of excited to see Eric Bailly's. He's been given game time this restart of the season, which is fair play. I really hope he succeeds at United. He has the potential for it. He has his moments, I reckon, but I reckon he will learn. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has done some wonderful work in the background in individual terms across a lot of the players, and you can see some sort of progression that's being made in those positions. But Eric Bailly has been bought in for a lot of money. He has had a very unlucky period at United, but whenever he was on song, he was absolute joy, a monster of a defender. And I hope he makes a start tomorrow alongside Harry Maguire, just to see what he is capable of. If Eric Bailly keeps himself injury-free and starts to kind of get away from these unnecessary tackles, I reckon we don't need to invest in a centre-back at all. But aside from that, rest of the squad looks fit. As you guys know, before my score predictions, I am going to do the lineup. Again, don't worry about the numbers. Numbers don't matter to me. It is all about the lineup. It's going to be 4-3-3. That's how we've been playing a lot. But De Gea to be in goal. I do expect Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Bissaka obviously the right back. I do expect that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will keep the same squad. Maguire and Bailly. I hope I spelled it right. God, I probably didn't. And Shaw. I think that's going to be our back four. It does look a bit settled, aside from Bailly, obviously him coming back potentially for an injured Lindelof. I reckon he'll start. Matic, recently signing a 3-year contract. I think he deserves it. I mean, he's been absolutely phenomenal for us. He's the type of player that gives us space in the midfield area. Like, he sits around here protecting the back four, allows Pogba and Bruno Fernandes to do damage. Talking about Pogba and Bruno, it's going to be Pogba and Bruno. I'll be absolutely livid and absolutely surprised if that is not the case. Left side, I reckon Rashford. It's going to be Greenwood. I don't think we're going to see a change side. I didn't even spell his name right. Greenwood. And up front, it's going to be Martial. I think with the form that we're in, the way that we are playing, it's important for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to stick to this side as closely as possible, because that will develop confidence, develop chemistry, and it is producing results. That's the most important thing. Talking about Matic, yeah, exactly. This is exactly what he's going to do. I think he's going to just sit around here and allow Pogba to kind of meddle around here, go around here, and Bruno, we've seen he's pretty much here. Sometimes we do go a 4-2-3-1, depending on the team, how the team is. I think hold on 1 second. Sorry guys. So Pogba and Matic did perform in the last game like this. A few games they've done it like a 4-2-3-1 and Bruno kind of being the number 10, but this team has the potential to secure a 4-3-3 position right around here, isn't it? Look, Rashford is going to be in the left. We don't have any other options. Rashford, he scored. I'm sure him and Martial obviously vying for the number 1 goal spot position. They're both on 20 goals each. But let's talk about Mason Greenwood. What a player he is. Like, he's been a phenomenal player, especially the last game. Some of the goals and plays he played. I think he can make this position his own if he works hard and has consistent run of forms. He's still young, but he's performing the best teenager in the Premier League at the moment. Yes, Dan James, I've mentioned that he's more of a player, I reckon, better from the substitute bench. And I think that should be the case going forward. Dan James coming on with his pace when the other team is tiring her out in the last 20 minutes or so gives us another option as well. And obviously Igalo as well, a different type of striker. I don't think he will start. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, aside from Lindelof, who's potentially a doubt, an injury doubt, is going to start instead of that. But it does look like a a settled back, settled 11, you can say, and that's what we should be aiming for. In terms of the scoreline, I reckon it's going to be 3-0 to Manchester United. The reason why I say this, Aston Villa are not in a very good position. I think they're going to huff and puff, but eventually the quality and the form that we are in at the moment, we can cause havoc from any angles. You look at the pitch, if you look at the 6 right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sorry, 5. Anyone can score, and they have scored, and they are capable of scoring. All these players are different to one another as well at the same time, and Aston Villa, I think, are gonna be in for a ride. It is important to keep Jack Grealish in check. He's a quality player. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is the perfect man to do that. He's a monster of a right back, the best defensive right back in my opinion in the league at the moment. What a signing he has been. If he keeps Jack Grealish quiet, which is more than capable of, I think Aston Villa cannot do many things. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below, what the scoreline will be. I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's match review. This was the Manchester United versus Aston Villa match preview, along with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's comments. And I'll catch you guys in the next upload, and stay funny.